The process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go.
The prices continued to rise in February, and now the U.S. economy is facing this new test, a crisis in the banking sector.
This is the biggest bank failure since 2008.
Mr. President, what do you know right now about why this happened? And can you assure Americans that there won't be a ripple effect?
This sends a signal that you don't really have to worry about risk anymore if you've got government coming in prepared to bail you out.
Now, the Biden administration is saying this is not a bailout. No taxpayers will be impacted by this. Where do you think those increased fees are going to be passed along? To the customers here in America, who the last time I checked, Steve, are all American taxpayers.
Remember, the average household has around $5,000 to $10,000 in their average bank account. They're now going to have to subsidize people who had up to $5 million in their accounts. That is corporate cronyism at its worst.
So what Biden is saying is that we're going to assess fees on everybody else around the country to cover the deposits of these uninsured depositors. And I think the American people are going to have some hard questions about that.
Wage earners have to get a 14.8% wage increase just to hold even with this kind of inflation. And when the Fed responded to push interest rates up, that's what caused a liquidity crisis for these two banks.
I encourage people to stay engaged with the community banks and also encourage this administration to stop preferring the big banks that prefer them.
Federal government can't do what Biden wants to do and bail everybody in this country out. They want to bail out student loans. They want to bail out everybody for everything.
Sooner or later, we're going to have to look at the spending side. And his last budget put us nearly $46 trillion in debt.
Would you agree those are the top three causes of inflation? Deficit spending, high energy costs, and supply dislocations?
I don't believe that deficit spending is one of the main causes of inflation.
Don't? We will not get President Biden's inflation under control until we attack the problem on the monetary side and the fiscal side.
They honestly believe that you can spend your way to lower inflation, debt reduction, and economic prosperity. It is the craziest set of economics I've ever seen in my life.